what he has delivered here tonight. It is extraordinary.
He stood at the edge of the ice in Prague 6 weeks after the most humiliating night of his life, and then he did something no one else could do. There's a moment in every great champion's story where the world stops believing in them, where the weight of expectation becomes so unbearable that even the best people alive buckle. What happened to Ilia Malinin at the 2026 Milan Olympics wasn't just a loss, it was a collapse, the kind that ends dynasties before they fully begin. But what came next? That's what nobody saw coming. His name is Ilia Malinin. He was born December 2nd, 2004 in Fairfax, Virginia, the son of 2 Olympic figure skaters who moved from Uzbekistan to America and poured every ounce of their athletic DNA into one child. By age 13, he had already coined a nickname for himself. He called himself the Quad God, not as a joke, as a prophecy. In September 2022, at a relatively low-key Challenger Series event in Lake Placid, New York, Malinin did something that had never been done in the entire 100-plus-year history of competitive figure skating. He landed a fully rotated quadruple Axel, 4.5 rotations in the air, entered forward, a jump so technically demanding that every great skater who had ever tried it in competition had either failed or fallen. He was 17 years old. He made it look routine. Let's put that in context. The Axel is already the hardest jump in skating because you enter it facing forward, which means you have to rotate an extra half turn compared to every other quad. A quad Axel is literally 4.5 rotations in the blink of an eye. The physics are so unforgiving that many experts believed a clean, fully rotated version was essentially impossible in competition. Ilia Malinin didn't just land it once, he has landed it dozens of times since. And here is the jaw-dropping part. He is still, to this day, the only human being who has ever successfully done it in international competition. Not one other skater has come close. Time magazine put him on the Time 100 Next list. The ISU gave him a Special Achievement Award. The skating world had a new name for what was happening, the Malinin era. But what happened at Worlds 2024? But let's go back to the beginning of the three-peat. March 2024, Montreal, the World Figure Skating Championships. Malinin was just 19 years old, and he was about to do something that hadn't been done by an American man in the sport's modern era. He skated clean, landed multiple quads, and took gold. World champion at 19. His win streak began there, 9 consecutive event victories. He wasn't just winning, he was winning by margins that made competitors look like they were skating in a different sport entirely. Then came 2025, Boston, TD Garden, the same arena where the Celtics play, packed to capacity, electricity in the air. Malinin walked to the ice with his chin up and shoulders squared. He opened with a backflip, banned for years in competition and only recently allowed back, then proceeded to land 6 quadruple jumps across his programs. The crowd at TD Garden started cheering 15 seconds before his free skate program even ended. That's how dominant it was. Final score, 318.56. His margin of victory, over 31 points, was the second largest in the history of the modern scoring system. He was the defending world champion. He was 20 years old, and the Olympics were 9 months away. Here is where the story gets complicated. Here is where the legend is truly forged, not in the triumph, but in what follows. February 2026, Milan, Italy, the Winter Olympics. Malinin entered the men's free skate with a 5-point lead. He was the overwhelming gold medal favorite, the kind of consensus so strong that multiple outlets had already begun writing victory profiles. He was the most technically gifted skater alive. He had gone undefeated over 18 months. And then, under the blinding lights of the Olympics, in front of a global audience of hundreds of millions, he fell twice. He finished 8th. The gold medal went to a 21-year-old from Kazakhstan named Mikhail Shaidorov in one of the most stunning upsets in Olympic figure skating history. Malinin covered his face with his hands in the kiss and cry. The arena went silent. In the days that followed, Malinin spoke publicly about the pressure. He said in an interview in Milan, the famous Duomo Cathedral behind him, "Medals don't really define who you are." But you could see it on his face. The weight of carrying everyone's expectations, of being the chosen one, had finally caught up to him. For the first time in his career, he had cracked, and the world was watching to see if he would ever recover. 6 weeks later, Prague, Czech Republic, the 2026 World Figure Skating Championships. Over 15,000 people packed the O2 Arena, and Ilia Malinin was the last skater to take the ice. The stadium went quiet. He opened with a quadruple flip, clean, massive, perfect. Then a triple axel, then a quad lutz, then 2 more quads, level 4 spins, a trademark backflip, and then at the end of the program, his signature move, the raspberry twist aerial, and he crossed his arms and screamed, not in relief, in triumph. Final score, 329.4. His margin of victory, over 22 points. His total score in Prague that night would have been enough to win Olympic gold in Milan by nearly 38 points. 3-time world champion, the first American man to three-peat at Worlds since Nathan Chen. And every great American man who won the world title heading into an Olympics, Dick Button, Hayes Jenkins, Scott Hamilton, Evan Lysak, Nathan Chen, all of them won gold. Malinin didn't get his Olympic gold, but he proved in front of the entire figure skating world that the Olympics were just a bad night. Prague was the truth. Let's talk about what makes Ilia Malinin different from every skater who ever lived, because it goes beyond the quad axel. In December 2025, at the Grand Prix final in Nagoya, Japan, he became the first figure skater in history to land all 7 types of quadruple jumps in a single program, all 6 types of quads, and all of them clean, including the quad axel. He screamed and covered his face in the kiss and cry. His world record score, 238.24 points just in the free skate. The ISU created a new award for him, the inaugural Trailblazer on Ice Award, and presented it to him at Worlds in front of a sold-out arena. His parents, Tatiana Malinina and Roman Skorniakov, who coach him at SkateQuest in Reston, Virginia, won the ISU Best Coach Award. The family that trained together won together. Here is what this means for the future of figure skating. Ilia Malinin is 21 years old. The 2030 Winter Olympics in the French Alps is 4 years away. He has already indicated he intends to compete. A 4-peat at Worlds would put him in the company of Hayes Jenkins and Scott Hamilton, the only men to ever do it in the modern era. His endorsement portfolio with Coca-Cola, Samsung, Honda, Google, and Dick's Sporting Goods already carries performance incentive clauses tied to competitive results. The business of being the quad god is as real as the skating itself. And yet, talk to anyone who knows Malinin, and they'll tell you something the highlight reels don't capture. He's a 21-year-old studying exploratory studies at George Mason University. He trains with his mom and dad. He said after Prague that he wants to start so many new projects off the ice and on the ice. He is just beginning. 3 world titles, a quad axel no one else can land, a 7-quad program no one else has skated, an Olympic heartbreak that would have ended most careers, overcome in 6 weeks. The kid from Fairfax, Virginia, who called himself the quad god at 13 years old wasn't wrong. He was just early. If you've been following Ilia Malinin's journey, drop the number of world titles you think he'll win in the comments below, and subscribe if you want to be here when he goes for the 4-peat. The quad god is just getting started. Number of world titles you think he'll win in the comments below, and subscribe if you want